Welcome to another Baku commentary video. In this video will be me basically talking about, well, business that are pretty scammy practice known as rental businesses. This was the perfect opportunity to talk about it since I have the perfect example of a example that everyone seems to know and talk about, which is the NZXT Flex PC scandal. But let me explain to you how typically a rental these businesses work. There are quite a lot of massive market where a lot of companies they go out, they buy stuff that you and I can buy off the shelf, a lot of appliances, a lot of some stuff that furniture, how like stuff, furnishing that they then rent to people, their customers, renters, for a set amount of money per day, per month, per week, per month. And basically, again, a lot of time with a lot of these rental contracts, a lot of time since, the product devalues as time goes on, a lot of time there's a thing known as rent to buy, which is by the time that rent contract is over for that the buyer that the renter has agreed upon will own the product. However, there is a very, very, very rare circumstances where a product is forever rented and the renter is never able to own the actual product that they rented. Which, again, you're wondering they can get away with this as a lot of time the renters that do rent from these corporate, from a lot of stuff like sofas, computers, chairs, or whatever you can think of, all the furnishing and even computer monitors, a lot of them, they don't have the cash to outright buy to them these micro small $1 to $10 a day or like $60 a month for these to rent these really massive 1,000 what products that they clearly don't have the money to, or they are clearly not their credit card company. Their credit simply is too bad for them to borrow enough money to rent to outright buy those products. This is a lot of times how of these rental companies make their money. They prey on these really poor credit people, or they prey on the young and the people who simply are unable to afford a lot of the stuff they rent outright. So now that you understand how this basically rental business kind of works, let's talk about the NZXT Flex situation. So, it seems NZXT, they're staying, by the way, if you think it's whatever they said at that, is anything new? No. Has this rental PC stuff being a thing? Very much so. There's been, you remember during some of those crypto mining where graphics cards were extremely expensive to get hold of? Guess what? That's when a lot of rental companies were like, hey, we'll rent you a graphics card for how much per month? And you then had a graphics card to use temporarily while you actually went and bought after the outage, the shortages, and then went and go buy these graphics cards. However, NZXT, they just outright are renting a whole PC. When they did get caught with the Gamers Nexus, as being predatory, NZXT themselves then responded with a short 8-minute video and a blog post, which I read. For me, most of the red flag was we NZXT had no idea of our contractors' wrongdoing, and we pushed all that wrongdoing that Gamers Nexus exposed onto our contractors that we are given out to the contractor for our NZXT Flex and for the renters that got dysfunctional computers or never got their PCs back with their warranty. There's like, oh, we had another pre-built company fixing that. It wasn't us, NZXT. They tried to wipe their clans clean and try to stay away. Be like, that is not actually NZXT, and that was, you should blame our contractors, and basically your typical PR situation where it's like, yeah, that's not us. And as this also hopefully shows you how NZXT now is officially basically a rebadging exercise company where all they do is rebadge some white label products, AIO, CPU coolers, motherboards, cases that another nerd manufacturer's like, yeah, we designed this case product, we will let you put your name on it, and in return, you deal with all the customers. We just give you the product to sell, and we don't deal with the end user. NZXT has now, basically with this NZXT Flex situation, has admitted they are now those part of the company. Hence, anyway, yeah, that's my analysis on the NZXT Flex debacle and thing. Hopefully this has kind of gotten a pretty good overview of the situation. However, if you are people who really, really want to look at all the videos / content that is more in depth made by NZXT themselves for some reason, Gamers Nexus, and some of the content creators that they got pushed down the bin. And as for some of the and Jay's Descent, I will link them down below, and feel free to go to their video for even more information and not just a short summary / analysis impression from me. Anyway, now for the third part of this video, which is, do I have personal experience with it? These rental services? You bet. With these PC rental services? You bet. I had, well, I think everyone in some time had, parts of their computers break down or some monitors break down while they sent it off to RMA. I was, I had one of my workstation monitor broken. I really wanted to get it, and I really wanted another monitor to replace it temporarily. So I went online to go scour, hey, where can I go to short-term rent a monitor, at the same time rent a high-end monitor to experience, or hey, maybe if I experience like what the NZXT Flex situation is, hey, what is this high-end monitor? Is it worth spending the extra money for those high-end monitors? Maybe if my rental experience is good, I'll go out, and my short-term experience is good, I go out and outright buy it. However, my experience dealing with these rental companies with these was, you want to rent a monitor? We can't let you do that. You have to rent the whole computer. Mouse and keyboard, monitor, soundbar, and a desktop power. Then no company was willing to rent just their monitors for short term or even long term. However, for the companies as well as, and then when I was fortunate to actually live pretty close to one of these rental company showroom, and walked in, went to one of the sales guys and be like, hey, can I see you on the your advertising these, you're able to rent, I am able to rent a high end gaming monitor or production monitor for like pretty reasonable price to me. They'll be like, no, we cannot rent you just this monitor. This monitor has to, they typically went with the email response of basically when, and as well as when I did say, okay, if I have to rent this, how long does it take? They were like, okay, you have to rent it for like 1 year, years, not months. As well, they didn't really like short-term rentals, and a lot of these rental companies, guess what? They really don't like. They see short-term rental as really extreme high risk, and that long-term it is more better margin profit for the company, and as well as it is longer, and longer contract tends to be better for the sales guys themselves. And anyway, yeah, that is my experience with these PC rental businesses. And that brings it into another bucket commentary. If you like these videos, do the typical like, share, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.